Hello, good day everyone, and welcome to part 4 of creating and editing text for the Microsoft Word application course. In this particular video, we will be focusing on correcting spelling and grammar. Now, although we've talked about spelling and grammar in our earlier videos, in this particular video, I will also show other ways of checking your spelling and grammar. So let's pull up one of our documents, practice step 3 as usual, and we save it, clicking the save button. And one way you will notice that a word is not correctly spelled or there's a problem with a word in your document is when you see the red underline, just like you see on this document. So this tells you already that this is something wrong with the spelling. Now this was intentional, but it's also a way. Now you also look at this. This is the same, but we're going to practice with something new. And let's see how that works. So let's type the word real, W-R-E-E, and let's put a space. And you see immediately Microsoft Word highlights it with a red underline. Now what that means is that there's something wrong with that spelling. Another way you can check if there are some spellings that are wrong in your document is by looking at the word found icon here, or word found proving errors icon as we call it, and if there's an X sign, it means something's wrong both grammatically or by spelling. We will talk about this last in this video. So what do I do when I see this? If I want to correct the spelling, I will simply go to it. I will use the right part of my mouse called right clicking. So I will, instead of the normal click, I will right click and the list will come out. Now when a list comes out, I see spelling among the list. I go to spelling, I click it, and there's a box out telling me some suggestions like, oh, do you want to spell where, or do you really want to add the word real to the dictionary, or you can ignore if you didn't intend or don't want to change it. So if I want to change this word to where, I will simply click where, or I can say, I can look up other things and see, well, read aloud, change, but I'm not going to go into all this. In some cases, there could be more than one option to choose from. So I'm going to choose where here and just click it. Other ways is that you can add the word to the document if you to your dictionary if you think that's a word that your dictionary doesn't understand at this moment, but you will be using more often, so you want it to be part of it. And if you don't really want to make any changes, you just say ignore. So I will click where here, and then you see the word is changed to where. Okay, and that's how you correct the spelling. So now, if you talk about a grammar, we will have to write a sentence, or try to write a sentence that is wrong in order to practice that. So I will press enter button and I will say, for example, this great, and click enter. So it doesn't pick it. So let's try this great with a G and nothing. So it doesn't tell me anything is wrong. So if I say these are greats and good. So the difference in grammatical errors and spellings is that for spellings it's red on the line, for grammars it's blue on the line. So you're trying to make a correct sentence here, but it's telling you this could be wrong. Now to check what are the possibilities here, you can right click this, and here you instead of spelling you see grammar, and here it makes some suggestion. It says, well, you may have forgotten a punctuation mark, for example, great with a comma, which may not exactly be what you want, right? So you can also say, okay, that's what I want, I can choose it, or I ignore it, or I said don't check for this issue because it will happen more often and you don't recognize it. And you can also go for options for grammar, but if you do this, then it simply takes it and says it's correct. But grammatically, this is also not correct because you say these is for singular instead of plural. So normally I would say these, and that's what I intend. So these are great. And that's how you can correct for spelling. Now I'm gonna undo everything, so let me change this to this, and I will remove that one. Let's see if it works that way. Yeah, and I will put this one back to real. Now another way to correct both spelling and grammar is by using this icon below. So if I click it, a box appears and tell me, oh, I have total of 15 suggestions in my document, and 14 of them are wrong spelling and one of them is the grammar. If I go to the grammar, it says, oh, this is great, and says the suggestion is that you can replace the great with a great with a full stop at the end. I'm just going to choose it for practice purpose, but you know better in your own document what you want to change, and then it will change it. But then there are still 15 other suggestions. Oh, by the way, yeah, it does change it, but then it picks another grammar like these are great. Now you see, interesting. And then you can say, okay, I go to the other grammar and said, oh, now this is great, and I can pick is, and then it tells you, oh, everything grammatically is correct. I only have 14 spelling errors here, and you can click on that and it starts picking them one after the other. So depending on what I want to change, I can say change to what I see on this suggestion, or I can simply ignore. So I say ignore this, ignore it. I don't want to change those ones. Ignore it, ignore it. And there are no suggestions, ignore it. And for this there are suggestions. Let's assume I want to use this. I can say replace with this. And this there are suggestions. I can say replace with this, and it replaces it. And I can say ignore, ignore. You know, you keep doing that until you get to the end of the document. If you say ignore all, it will just completely ignore everything and just give you back your document. And you can also add dictionary here and ignore, ignore. And if I come here, there are no suggestions. I will say ignore. And under real, it gives me two options, the same word but different, with one starting in caps. So I can say, okay, let's choose this one. And then when everything is checked, you get this message telling you it's totally complete, no errors, no grammar problem. And then you can say okay. And basically that's how you check your grammar. Of course, remember to close the editor window when you're done. And then I will see you guys in the next video where we talk about the next topic under creating and editing text. Thank you.